If it happens again, I'm just gonna be like, move, bitch. What the fuck you laughing at? Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, if you don't already know me, hello, hi, my name is Joey. Last name is starting with a C, hence JoeyC. Now, if you couldn't tell by today's title, last week was pretty hard for me. It was just too much going on. Yeah, as I was previously saying, last week was pretty much testing my patience, and overall, it was just a really tough mental battle to get through. But on top of this being a ranting video, this is also the second video of my mini pod that I think I might try to do at least monthly, but the goal is weekly. And the title's called, the little segment is called The Secrets That Come to Light, basically ranting and stuff, complaining about the situations. Okay, enough with that. Let's get started with Monday. Oh my god. Off the bat, you're heading in, you're coming back from not wanting to go to school, not wanting to come for school, dreading everything. And then, overall, Mondays are never really a great day for any student, I feel like. So, Monday was just, overall. I mean, I would say there was some ups and downs throughout Monday, but, yeah, that's really all I got to say about it. Next up we have is Tuesday. So Tuesday, I have already a lot of work for the start of the week, and I just can't with all this work. So I'm trying to do all my stuff, making sure I get it right, because eventually we gotta turn stuff in for English, and my English teacher, which leads up to what happened on Wednesday and Thursday. So on Wednesday, my English teacher had called me up as the first person to talk to about my thesis, because right now we're writing essay for a final, and anyways, she told me my thesis at context, which, feedback is fine, but but my context is actually in the background information, which I tried to email her and tell her, like, oh, hey, do you understand why I started the way I did? Is it organized? That's what I said at the end after showing her my background information and my thesis combined in the email. And on Thursday, she told me, oh, I respond to you in Google Classroom. Right off the bat, why can't you respond to me during email? You had all this time to actually talk to me. But now I guess she just decided to do it in Google Classroom, and all she gave me was one useful tip, and not even. And she gave me an example, or I don't even. It's either an example or some format of what she really wanted for me to do for me and my topic. I don't really know. She wasn't really clear what it is. I mean, I read the subtext, in between the lines, the subtext or whatever. She's basically telling me that it's not, what's it called? It's not necessarily detailed enough. And the stupid tip she gave me only made me change one word in my whole thesis. So overall, keep in mind, Thursday, my bestie, if you're watching this, hey, how you doing? She had this field trip for her AP Hug, and so she wasn't there. And during 6, I honestly felt really alone, because everyone that I usually talk to wasn't there, and there was only this one girl that I could have talked to, but she was talking to this guy, and I feel like this guy doesn't really like me for whatever reason. I always get a bad vibe, kinda, that doesn't really just doesn't really like me. Maybe hates me. I don't know why. Personally, that's just how I feel. about it. But yeah, so
I can't get out.
So, on top of being mad, on top of being sad at the end of the day, I honestly just went home like really, I don't know, just really feeling down, feeling depressed, and that's not really good. I would hope anyone watching this doesn't experience that, because I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But yeah, so, and keep in mind the whole week, the whole week was really tough for me, because I was thinking that, because we have at my school, if you're someone new who's watching this and you don't go to school at me, at my school we were having a spirit week, because we were having a rally, which was on the Friday, and I was beating myself up the whole week because
Don't you dare leave me alone, you stupid.
supposedly the top 10 students were going to be there, and I was number 12, and I know I should still be happy, but I want to get higher, and the whole week I thought it was 12, but I guess the whole week I was 13, which I found out on Friday, which even more made me feel a bit down. But you know Friday comes around, and the whole half of the day I'm like, I'm just gonna get prepared. I'm not gonna be part of the rally. It doesn't really matter. I don't even know about stress, but basically I'm gaslighting myself the whole week, and specifically Friday. And then come to turn out, they call my name because I was number 10 during the fall, and it says fall semester 2025, which makes sense why I got it. But sorry, stupid camera. But oh my god, it was just really, yeah. It was just really hard for me, but also kind of liberating once I found out that news. But what made me more mad Friday, even though I got that top 10 award, I think, is that they said my last name wrong.
Stupid bitch. Stupid bitch.
And maybe one time, that's fine, everything, but it's actually been the second year in a row, because last year for the same kind of rally, they had called me up and they said my last name wrong, and then the first academic rally we had back in the first semester, they said my last name wrong, and then I said it wrong again. So I'm thinking, if by chance no, not that I'm thinking, I'm going to, that if by chance I'm in another academic rally, I'm going to talk to whoever's in the ASB, the people who coordinate the rallies, and say the names, and I'm going to talk to them and be like, hey, this is me, this is my last name, this is how you say it right, this is it's been 2 years in a row where you have said it wrong, and I'm really tired of it. And I also would want to see if they can say my my nickname, Joey, instead of my actual name, because a lot of people, everyone basically knows me as Joey. Some people even forget what my real name is, and yeah. So hopefully that all goes out to my favorite, but you never know in the future. I don't know if I'll be top 10 in the future, but here's hoping. Goodness. Let's see. What else has happened in this last week that I could have had? No, let's rant about today. Uh, because, so I have PE. I have PE, and, this guy was in the way, so I'm like, excuse me. And then, so, he moves. I'm walking out. So, this is me walking. And then, as I'm leaving out, they're like, why'd you say it so polite?
Oh.
like, what's wrong with being polite nowadays? Like, did we forget that we can just still have manners? Like, I'm just trying to be polite and be nice, but at this point, tomorrow, if it happens again, I'm just gonna be like, move, bitch. And, because none of them have ever heard me make my voice go, like, deeper. I feel like I have a nice vocal range, like high pitch to low. I don't know. And to make it even worse, why I have complaints today is I was walking with my friend, and then my friend said the words "wish me luck," and I accidentally said "you too." Fired my head. I would laugh at myself too a little, but then because these two girls are laughing at me, and I have one of them in my class, and one of them I've been knowing because I went to out of class with her, or classes with her in middle school, junior high, whatever you would want to call it. But, and they were laughing, and then they were looking at me, and I was just half tempted to be like, "Move, bitch!" Not move, bitch. Think of the last thing. I was half tempted to be like, "What the fuck you laughing at?" I feel like I'm too nice sometimes. I feel like I have to be more mean sometimes, and I feel like I'd be funny if I was a little bit more meaner. And there's some people where I do show my mean side because at the end of the day it's just jokes. But yeah, goodness sake, there's just a lot of things I feel like I can work on in myself. That's how I started with second period. Second period today was actually really enjoyable. It was also. Hey guys, so around here the audio ended up cutting out, so I'm gonna see if I can remember basically what I was talking about. So I'm basically playing volleyball, and my arms hurt a lot, but it was really fun, and I'm like having a really good time, and I'm like sweating because I'm moving around a lot from side to side. Yeah, and I know you're not technically supposed to hit the ball with like your hands and all that, but I usually end up making it go to my hands no matter what, even though I should be hitting it with my arms. Like how, yeah, basically. And when we were playing volleyball, I try not to hit it so hard, but I ended up hitting it like really hard that I ended up hitting it to the light in the ceiling of the gym. And mind you, the gym is like really tall. And so I had no idea how I was able to do that. And funny thing, actually, I ended up hitting my head too with the volleyball. And yeah. Let's see, what else should we talk about? You know what? I think we should get back into my English class, because honestly, there's just a lot, and I'm gonna use different namings. That way, I can keep, their name private. So we're gonna call her Miss Fig, and Miss Fig, she doesn't really like. Sometimes she just makes me feel dumb, and I don't really like that. Of course, because who would want your teacher to make you feel dumb? And so I was talking to my friend how like maybe she's just like not the right teacher for me and and some other people, because she's really sassy, and sometimes she makes people feel dumb, and she's not really helpful with her feedback, and she's not really like specific enough to really help me and other people. And I think that's just the main problem. So maybe in the future, I might talk to the office and see about maybe if there should be another English 10 notice teacher. That way, if some people feel like Miss Brown is not the teacher for them, there's another option, because I feel like we as students shouldn't get restricted to just one unassigned teacher, especially if we feel like she does not really work well with us, and it's like very clearly that she has favorites. Sometimes it feels like it, and I think she really does have favorites. I don't really know what to do about that, to be quite honest. Yeah, my English teacher is a bitch, of course. That's really all I could say about that. Oh my god. Now, hold on. Give me a moment to adjust the camera real quick. Okay. Let's see. Okay, that's somewhat better. Now, I don't really know what else to talk about because I think that's really it that's happened for this week. I don't really think I have anything else more to say. I think I might just end it off here if I don't have anything else more I can think about. Yeah, really, that's just it. Just lots of ranting and raving today, and let's honestly, week this week is, or last week, Adele coming back and reviewing all this. I did not know that my mic got cut out, and that's just been crazy because now I have to guess what I'm saying. And, I'm pretty much making up my own dialogue just to kind of fill it in and get through it all, and it's kind of making sense to what's going on in the video. I feel like I'm just overall trying to really match what's going on with my actions and all that. Let's see. I think okay. So I do have another set, like another more specific thing to talk about, like this this episode. Like this is gonna be episode 2 of the secrets that come to light, and it's basically like this little segment of it's gonna be on my channel. Of course, it's gonna be in a public playlist, and it's just gonna be like a little mini pod where I come back weekly and complain about my week because I need to get something off my chest because really there's just some things that just really seem to bother me, and that's just I gotta get it out, gotta rant, gotta rave. So if you do enjoy a lot of this ranting and raving from me, I would advise you tune back at least every week, if not monthly. I really want to try to do this weekly. And also, I would just like to know y'all's thoughts on the new intro, because, yeah, I've been really trying to do a new intro and make a new outro and everything. It's just been a whole process. I mean, my new intro, you could see it right now in this new video, and I'm really excited to show it off finally in an official video instead of just on my Insta because, if I want to get more attention, I gotta expect people to expect new people and not always just people from my Insta because, yeah, now here you can see the cut because I was gonna end off like basically right there where the cut was, but I ended up talking a bit more on, and I think what I'm talking about is basically what I've just been talking about now. I'm trying to have a new intro soon. I think I'm gonna I have an intro song, kind of like my intro song, but I'm gonna probably make a new outro song just to go along with that and have some differency because I like my outro song and my outro, but the thing is it's getting old and there's just problems with it that I don't think I can mention right now, or else it's gonna become like a prevalent issue since it's in all my videos. But yeah, basically the song for my old intro needs to change before things catch up to me because it's basically, I'll talk about more about it when it's over, or maybe I won't, just to keep things civil and all along. But yeah, really, that's just it. And, really excited for all this new updates coming. And I'm going to try to format my videos a little bit better and more. And they're going to be, it's just going to be brand new, something changes with this new upcoming month of May. And, June coming up, I've got this special video coming for June. And, I want to make sure I have everything down to the T by the time that video comes out, really. So hopefully everything gets done by that time. If not, and I need to be better on my posting schedule because I said I was gonna post this video like yesterday, but it is it's gonna post it on Tuesday, but and then I said, oh, let me move it to Wednesday. And now I'm moving it to Thursday. I'm just making a lot of delays because I get really lazy sometimes, and I know I shouldn't get that way because how am I ever gonna basically doing. At this point in time, I'm drinking a bunch of water because I've been talking a lot and I haven't realized yet that my mic went out on me, and now I have to, guess what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm basically talking about the importance of water and also how my friends, because I take this big old water bottle to school. Or my hydro flask, it's 40 ounces, wide mouth, whatever, and my favorite color. And I always have like water with powder in it, like fruit punch powder. And my friends, they always say that, oh, do you even drink water? Da, 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 da. I'm like, guys, of course I drink water. Like, how do you think I'm gonna survive without water? It's an essential thing for human beings. Like, we need water to survive, and it's just been kind of annoying. I think I'm gonna bring that up to them the next time they comment that. That way they can just, finally shut up for once, because it's a little annoying, but I get through it by the day. Yeah, goodness sakes, I don't even know how I'm able to make this little voiceover throughout this time. I just really am such a yapper, and I just feel like sometimes I just need to get it all out. And I think that this weekly thing is really going to help me, just spit out some feelings. Because a lot of the times I want to talk and then I never get to. So as long as I'm talking behind the camera, behind the line, someone there will maybe listen. And yeah, that's really all I've got to say to that. I think I'm going to end this video off very soon. We still have about almost a minute and 1 second left, which is crazy. I was able to, do voiceover for about 15 minutes, I think, because it cut off at the 11 to 13 minute mark. So, 15 to 13 minutes, or 10 minutes, because this video is 23 minutes long, which is not my longest, but still pretty long. So if you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all the next time. And here I'm just talking about my life and how I've been able, I've just had it next to me this whole time, using it as lighting and all that. How it's made some appearances in my ASMR videos, which I think I'll have another ASMR video soon. I don't know when, to be exact, but we will get there. Yeah, that's basically it. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. This is me ending it off. So yeah, no more moments of silence. Goodbye.